And when it comes to watching and monitoring the tropics, Aaron isn't the only thing that's got our attention. An area to watch in the Gulf has now been designated as Invest 98L. And while no tropical formation is expected, that low chance, that 20% chance, there is expected to be this surge of tropical moisture across parts of Texas as early as Friday morning and into Saturday. And in response to that, Texas Governor Greg Abbott already activating the state's emergency response resources. Governor releasing this statement you see here saying as Texas braces for incoming heavy rain and strong winds along the Gulf Coast in South Texas, I activated emergency response resources to help local officials protect their fellow Texans. Now, obviously, Texas has been through a lot, and we are not expecting what we saw back in July. But it is of note for areas of Corpus Christi up towards Austin and San Antonio that maybe we do see moisture go up and we see some rain bring some heavy rain. Storms bring some heavy rain as a result of this. But this is that area. We had it marked over here in the northwestern Caribbean.
Yes.
Yesterday.
It's moved.
It's moved. It's crossed over the Yucatan Peninsula, and you're seeing it on the southern end of the Bay of Campeche.
I mean, it's probably my time in Texas, right? You watch that thing with one eye. I'm actually watching that thing a little closer than I've been watching Aaron, to be quite frank. I know that there's not a lot of development expected, but there's always something that you need to pay attention to this time of year in the Bay. It's always something to watch for. And I love that it's moving fast. That's going to limit its time
to develop.
Yeah, over the waters. But the waters are very warm. We're already seeing that moisture get scooped up. And it's always a deal when the hurricane hunters decide to fly into it, but with it being close to land, worth it.
It's kind of in our backyard.
Yes.
So that's why you got to watch it.
Yeah,
you know, and just pay close attention to movement of even just the moisture. So so we have the low-level investigation. The C-130J is taken off out of Biloxi, Mississippi. That'll be later this morning, so they'll be able to collect some of that data to help with some of the models and input of forecasting. But when you take a look at it with enhanced satellite, no, there's not a lot of organization, but there are decent thunderstorms that are really starting to build out of the Bay of Campeche. They're looking, and you can see the blacker the cloud tops, the more vertically tall they are and stacked, meaning tapping into that colder air, and that's why it's red and
so
black.
Dark,
Yeah,
right?
that's why it's so dark.
Super cold up there.
Yeah.
But the storms themselves, fueled by these water temperatures, the one thing that this has not going for it is the organization. Finding a closed low, finding that ability to organize. I mean, let's continue to watch it, because these waters are warmer than the waters that Aaron is currently over. So you've got even more fuel. And with the way that this thing was able to emerge off the Yucatan and then right away start churning and start developing storms, it's something to pay attention to. The Rio Grande Valley, so South Texas, you'd mentioned, Corpus Christi, kind of call that the coastal bend, and then the lower Texas coastline. That zone is going to be getting the heaviest rain. Once this moves inland, it's the moisture that gets trapped in the mid-upper levels of the atmosphere that will probably bring some heavy rain to the hill country, to central Texas. As we know, with the devastating floods from the 4th of July, the San Antonio office is watching this. They're not as concerned as folks along the immediate coast. But there is a significant plume of moisture heading for Texas.
Yeah, I think, in terms of timing, we're talking about things progressing quite quickly, to your point, with this moving fast. By tonight, maybe you're starting to see some of that moisture push into southern Texas, down, into the valley, and then push further north by the time we get into Friday morning, Friday afternoon. So these are some of those storms and the potential with daytime heating where we could have some robust storms that bring robust rain. But there's not even at this point a huge flag of concern where we could see widespread flooding. And I think that is an important note, a distinction, because what Texas Hill Country dealt with, it is not lost on us that any sort of renewed threat for tropical moisture could be scary at first hearing of it. The
ridge of high pressure is typically the dominant feature in the summer, but the moisture that we get in, that's the way that you get moisture in Texas in the summer, through tropical systems. So it'll be helpful too. Areas that are drier use that rain.